Hey everyone, this is Nolan with Strike Point Sports. It's Monday, November 11th, and welcome back to another edition of Free Plays with Strike Point Sports. Before we get started today, a happy Veterans Day to everybody out there. Thank you to everyone that's served and that's protecting our country currently and that has protected our country. We owe you a huge debt of gratitude, and I can't say thank you enough. Um, you know, I wish I had actions to show how grateful I am, but all I can do is just give my thanks out to everybody out there on this Veterans Day, and hopefully everybody is getting to spend some time with their family, some much needed family time. That's always a good thing. So happy Veterans Day to everybody out there. Um, Strike Point Sports. Strike Point Sports. It's been an interesting week in football for us. We got the week started with a nice win with the Oakland Raiders, and then unfortunately on Friday night we talked about how we took that loss with Oregon State. Oregon State's offense just didn't get the job done for us. We loved them plus 10. We thought they were really going to show for their home fans in a really, really big game that we actually thought they had a chance to win. Their offense was just completely inept. Completely inept. They scored 7 points. It was a pick six. They only had 3 offensive plays in Washington's end of the field. The whole game, 3. I mean, just a disgusting display of offense for Oregon State. They played really good defensively. They limited Washington to 19 points overall. A perfect spot, to grab that W, even an outright win with Washington not playing that well, and they just laid an egg. Then we bounced back really well on Saturday. We grabbed 2 wins on Saturday. We got Kansas State plus the points over Texas, and then we had Illinois plus the 14.5. You could tell your bookies to keep the points. They went outright, down 31-10 at one point. They come back to win that game, so things were going well. And then coming into last night, the Cowboys, for anybody that watched that game, even when they were down 14-0, still liked the Cowboys, still felt like they were going to win that game. Play calling, just really interesting for the Cowboys. Don't get me wrong, I'm just a guy sitting on my couch watching, football, but I don't know. Really interesting play calling. We still have a game going tonight, the Monday Night Football game that we really like. So we still have that out there for you guys. So make sure you check that out. But just an interesting football week overall. We're 3-2 on the week so far going into Monday Night Football. So still have a chance at a 4-2 weekend. But just interesting to say the least. The NBA, we're up in the NBA, even though we've had 2 down nights. Last night we had Philadelphia, and they were up double figures for most of the game like we thought they would be. And at the end, they give away some points easy. They win by 8 when we were minus 13.5. So it was just an interesting weekend overall. It really was. But we're back at it. We're ready to get this week started on a positive note. We got a college basketball game that we're going to give you guys in a little bit that we really like. It's going to get the week started on a positive note for us. And it's going to get going. Like we said, we're doing well in hockey. We're up in basketball, still up 4,100 in football overall. College basketball is getting rocking and rolling. We got a big 7-unit college basketball play going tomorrow, so that's something you want to keep an eye out on. And we're going to have a good week. We really feel it. And it's going to start tonight. Tonight's pick that you're going to get is college basketball. It's a 9 o'clock tip, and it's Winthrop visiting St. Mary's. Winthrop comes into the game off a tough loss to Fresno State recently, 74-74 with a second left. They give up a 3 to lose 77-74. And then St. Mary's comes into the game with a lot of momentum after knocking off Wisconsin, getting a big Power 5 win. They beat Wisconsin 65-63. So both teams had big games. We see them both struggling a little bit tonight, and that's why we're going to take the under. We like under 141.5 in this game. We think Winthrop, the Eagles, a little bit of wind taken out of their sails after a last-second loss. And St. Mary's really focused on that Wisconsin game, defensive battle, 65-63. Gonna not be as focused coming into this one. Still gonna defend, still gonna absolutely defend, but offensively we just see it being a little bit lower scoring than 141.5 predicts. The under's 5-0 in the last 5 St. Mary's non-conference games. The under's 8-3 in the last 11 St. Mary's home games. It's 19-7-1 in the last 27 St. Mary's games coming off and against the spread loss. And it's 5-1. The under is 5-1 in the last 6 Winthrop games coming off a straight up loss. So there's a lot of trends that are pushing us towards this under, but just basketball itself, a tough loss for Winthrop, a battle game with St. Mary's in Wisconsin, a big Power 5 game. We just see a little bit, let's say, not as exciting offensive focus in this one. So we like the under 141.5. Winthrop visiting St. Mary's. It's a 9 o'clock tip. So grab that, the play for you guys today. Like we said, we got a big 7-unit college basketball play coming tomorrow. We've got a football play still going tonight in the Monday Night Football game. We got hockey rock and rolling for you guys out there. We got an NBA play up on the board for you guys today. So we got a lot of things going with Strike Point Sports. And pretty soon, for those of you that have been with us, you'll know what I'm talking about. And for those of you that are new to Strike Point Sports, www.docsports.com. You can find anything you need to know on Strike Point Sports. And then also Twitter, SPS_DocSports. Again, SPS_DocSports on Twitter. You're going to hear all about, pretty soon, as we get to the holiday season, you're going to hear all about the Strike Point Sports Thanksgiving Bonanza. Something that we do every year. Not going to get into it yet because we still got a lot of time to talk about it, but it's something you're going to want to keep your eye out on. So got a lot of things going. Play for you guys tonight, under 141.5. Winthrop visiting St. Mary's, 9 o'clock tip. Jump on that. And once again, I know I said it earlier, but thank you. Thank you so much to all of our veterans out there. Have an amazing Veterans Day. And as always, best of luck.